if we want to think about the start of the guitar business, is when I discovered guitar. I will say I was 6 years old. It wasn't too much of a business, but it started the road of a passion that I never knew it was going to grow with the years. I started piano first, but I discovered guitar at 6, and I studied classical until I was 14, and of course right before I was 11 or 12, we put the first band together, and actually we used to play instrumental in Argentina music. There was the Ventures, the Shadows, and then the Beatles came to the scene, and that changed my thinking. And I think with me and everybody else in the world, the singing is amazing, the voices, harmonies, and it just gave it another completely. Well, anyway, that was it in Argentina, and I traveled to America, I think in the first time in 1971, 72. I was a big fan of number one, I was always reading about 48th Street, a street that was already there from 1920s, but in 1960s, stuff like that, when Beatles, Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, and everybody used to shop there. Remember, all those things were before internet, before everything, before fax machine. The only way you have to go see guitars was just get on the plane and come to 48th Street. Basically, California didn't exist, Miami. It was just 48th Street, for so many years. And I was just amazed when I came to Kennedy and I took a taxi to 48, and I said, that's what I want to be, and
so
I still here.
You're still here.
From early 70s. I was back and forth. I was playing Argentina in different bands, but definitely 76. I knew this beautiful woman, my wife, and we dated first. She's American. We got married, but that was when I make the move in 76 just to stay here. I work in Alex Music. She also worked a little bit in Alex Music in the office department. And in 78 came the opportunity to open our own little shop, and we started almost 33 years today. I mean, it's been great. I have guys like Dean is with me for 27 years, a few, and you went through all the whole things. I mean, you started 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors, another place, and it grew to the point that I was starting to look other places, but the city was extremely expensive, and it still is, absolutely. And I was collecting these amazing guitars. But before that, I mean, and through the whole process of Rudys, we decided to, with a friend of mine working for me, John Suhr, to develop these guitars. I said with Mark Knofler in a coffee shop in about 1994-85.
You saw him in a coffee shop?
Yeah, no, I met him in 1980. I remember I was blasting Sultan of Swing in the car, and I parked the car. I opened the shop. It was my wife and I alone. We just opened the shop 1 or 2 years before, and Mark walks in the shop, and I said, wow, and I said, I was just blasting your music in my car, and you just walking. I was, I said, I had to tell my wife, we both, talking about what a great guitar player you are. What are you doing in town? He said, well, I came to record an album that we ended up making movies. And anyway, we became friends. I remember it was going to be my birthday. It was near February, my birthday in February 17. And I invited to my place. I said, I don't have too many friends in New York. He said, well, I'm here alone. I go, and we drank a lot of bottles of wine, and we just talk about music. It was amazing that he being in England, being in Argentina, that we share the same craziness about the same guitars. The red Fender the Strat from Marvin, from the Shadows, the Ventures music, and it was amazing. People didn't know in America the Shadows, except few musicians at that time. And anyway, we just shared the same thing with absolutely amazing friends until today. I mean, John was the chef. He was actually working, he was cooking, and he came one day, he said, "I'd like to work for you, fixing guitars." And I say, "What kind of experience you have?" He said, "Well, actually I'm a chef, but I make great omelets." I said, "What make you think of make great?" He said, "Well, but also I'm a fanatic and nobody touches my guitars. I do it only myself." I said, "Well, that's good, that's great." I said, "Okay." I hired him, and a few years later, John just became a great repairman, but we have the idea of start making some guitars. And Mark and I, in one of these coffee shops in New York, we wrote on a napkin.
Classic,
yeah. He wanted a guitar that looks like Fender. No, sorry, it looks kind of the shape of the Fender, but the kind of the woods like a Les Paul, maple top, mahogany back. And then we come out with the MK1, which to that time, it was no one making that type of guitar. It was, mahogany neck or maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard, like a Les Paul. And it was basically like a Les Paul with a Fender scale. But the Les Paul woods, like a two-piece maple top, book match, flame. Actually, Mark's first guitar like that was one piece. But normally Les Paul is two pieces. A mahogany back, one piece of mahogany, but the Fender scale and three singles. And I gotta tell you, it was amazing because without knowing what was going to happen, until to that time, Fender was Fender and Gibson was Gibson, and now we come with this particular guitar. It looks like a Fender, but had the look also of Les Paul, the woods, but it's a Fender scale. And I gotta tell you, the result is amazing. And still today, I'm amazed at how great this guitar sounds, because it has those beautiful woods, and the body gives some nice low tones. The tops, it's almost like a tweeter, give a nice ring, and just I like the maple neck better than the mahogany because it's a little more trebly, but also more alive. Anyway, the result was amazing. Mark used a guitar, Knofler used a guitar for a long time. Then we sold tons of guitar. I even make one for Eric Clapton. I never forget, it was a beautiful moment for me because not only did we have a nice pre-concert dinner at the Albert Hall, there was a little kitchen downstairs it was Robert Plant, it was Eric Clapton, Phil Collins, Mark, me, and I was amazed. And who showed up later on? It was George Harrison. And that particular day, and they advised me, don't ask many questions because George is not coming out of the house for 5 years. Well, ended up being that George came to talk to me, and then we started talking about cars and ukes, and I was looking at him. I can't look at him straight in the eyes. It was unbelievable. I knew so much about this man, But anyway, that was two beautiful nights at the concert with George and talking and Clapton and Mark. Anyway, that particular night also with Clapton, we designed a guitar that we later on we made, and it was a present from Mark to Eric. Yes. That particular guitar actually was sold for $45,000 about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe 10, on one of the Eric Clapton's auctions. Okay. I was really honored and happy and really shared the guitar lover with Nikolai from Vintage&RareTV. I also I appreciate it that you spend the time here, and please, you're welcome anytime,